My name is Eamon Riley. I'm Assistant Vice President at Legacy Development. That's EAMONRILEY.
So you were part of the ongoing work on this building?
Yeah, so we're absolutely devastated by the collapse of 324 North Oak. We acquired these buildings at the height of the pandemic last year, and we're unable to immediately access the resources necessary to rectify the long-standing neglect at the hands of the previous landowner, Bruce Adler. We were diligently working on a stabilization plan. Our architect was on the phone with our engineer at the time of the collapse today. I was in the middle of a financing request for it. Unfortunately, we were unable to get to the finish line in time. And moving forwards, what we really hope to do is maintain and bring back the historic character of the property as much as possible, and make this property whole again.
Were you guys aware of any of these structural issues before?
Yes, but we haven't sent guys in there in over 8 months. The unsafe condition in the building really rendered it really difficult to find contractors even willing to do the work on it.
Who was in, how many people were in or on the building today at any point?
Nobody was in the building or on 324 North
The
Oak.
co-worker said for 2 weeks he has seen people on the roof of that building.
On the roof of that building?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Are you talking about 130 Genesee, right next door?
Could be.
Yeah.
All right.
We
So
heard they were over here.
Yeah, we were performing maintenance on 130 Genesee today and over the last couple of weeks.
So as far as you know, nobody touched that red building today?
Nope, nobody has been in that building for many months.
And now, in order to get historical preservation status, you got...
We were in the middle of submitting a Part
Right.
1 to get this building designated so we could move forward with the project. But
And is there any, you said that you knew about structural issues about 8 months ago. Is there any obligation for you guys to let the city, the fire department, anybody know that there are structural issues?
the city was well aware. We actually had discussed a stabilization plan with them right after we acquired the properties. So I would think that they were aware of that.
The fire department just told us, if I remember correctly, that they weren't aware.
The fire department?
No, but Captain Ronaldo, but we just spoke with it.
I'm not sure what the fire department knew, but we did speak with code enforcement at the city.
You did have it. Did they want you to fence it out or anything like that?
No, that was proactive stuff that we had done on our own anyway.
So there was none of your guys were in that legacy truck?
No.
So what were you hoping to make out of this?
So our tentative plan was to do 2 floors of commercial with some residences on the 3rd floor, about 3 or 4 apartments. And we, like I said, we were just getting ready to submit for all of that.
Do you have any idea, how this may have occurred? I mean, it was a big gust of wind.
No, really, if not for the previous landowner who did nothing with these properties for the last 30 years, this collapse would not have happened. Due to the difficulties, I'll just say again, due to the difficulties of COVID over the last year, getting work done and accessing financing was really proved very difficult.
I imagine to shore up a building, you need, it's got to go beyond for something like this, jack posts or something.
Oh, yeah.
But did you have problems during the pandemic getting materials?
Absolutely. And the cost of materials there. Our plan was actually to take out the whole core of the building and put in a new steel structure.
And what type of upkeep is normally required on a building like that? I know you guys are just taking over, but for the dude before who the person before who didn't take care of it, you said,
sure.
What normally is supposed to be done?
Well, what really happened was water damage. Just simply, making sure that no water was coming in through the roof would have been enough to prevent this. So really, Bruce Adler could have done minimal maintenance and protected the building.
Yeah, so you say water damage. In Miami, they're dealing with obviously a much worse situation, but similar cause. They're saying water damage to the structure. Is this something you guys are going to keep an eye out on moving forward as a developer?
Oh, of course. We're actively working on the other buildings at this site as we speak, at a similar pre-development stage that we were at with this one. None were as bad, and we can actually access the interior of all the rest of the buildings in a safe manner. So we are diligently making sure those buildings are going to be okay.
Why not just demolish the building and just start brand new?
I'm not sure what the status of that is with our engineers and the city, so I really can't comment on that this time.
What's the history of this building?
So off the top of my mind, I think it's a building from the 1880s. Initially, it served as a as complementary to, there was actually a 5-story factory behind this building that had a fire, I think, in the 80s, and was torn down at that point. So it was that garage door led to that rear factory, which then led through 441 Ellicott Street as well. So they're all connected to serve the meat market at the Washington Market. It was like butcher and meat related.
So this one's vintage 1880s.
Yes, yes.
And you said that other one caught fire in the 80s. You meant the 1980s.
Yes, correct.
Just to confirm again, if I not heard, who was the previous owner in the building?
Bruce Adler, Buffalo Properties LLC.
And Legacy bought it about 18 months ago?
At the very end of April 2020. So right in the midst of the very beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, okay. So like 14 months ago is
Yeah.
when you bought it.
Yes.
And you really, other than shoring it up, you haven't done any real work in there in over a year.
No.
And again, the work that somebody would have seen would have been the building next door, somebody working on the roof?
That's correct.
Would that have affected?
No. They were doing routine maintenance over there. Nothing building altering. So it would not have impacted 324 at all.
And today an inspector was looking around the building next door. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Somebody, but you said nobody was in or on the building.
Nobody was in 324 for quite some time. We refused to let our employees go in there for safety.
Can I get you just to say and spell